Adjacency list is a collection of unordered lists used to represent a finite graph. In simple terms, it is a list that helps you keep track of each node's neighbor in a graph. The 0, 1, 2 and 3 on the left side represent the vertices in the graph, and each unordered list describes the set of neighbors of a particular vertex in the graph. Now let's visualize this. We are given list of edges. We will first try to visualize a graph with all these vertices and edges. So we have these 4 vertices 0, 1, 2 and 3. And we have edges between 0 and 1, 0 and 2 and 2 and 3. Now let's construct the adjacency list. We will start with an empty object and populate it while traversing the list of given edges. So first we have an edge between 0 and 1. So we will check if these vertices 0 and 1 exist in our object or not. In our case, both 0 and 1 are not there, so we would add both of them as keys and initialize them as empty array. Now we will add the vertex 1 in the list of vertex 0 and 0 in the list of vertex 1. Moving forward, we have an edge between 0 and 2. Since 0 is already present as the key in our object, we will skip it for now and add 2 as the key and initialize it with an empty array. Now we will repeat the same process. Add the vertex 2 in the list of vertex 0 and 0 in the list of vertex 2. Let's move to the next edge, which is between 2 and 3. We notice 2 is already there, so we skip it and add the vertex 3 as the key and initialize it with an empty array. Then again add the vertex 3 to the list of 2 and 2 to the list of 3. And done. We have created our first adjacency list. Okay, now let's jump into the code. So we already have the edges given. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to write a convert into the adjacency list. So we will write a function. Convert to adjacency list, and it will be a function which will take edge list and it will return out the adjacency list. So first let's create the variable adjlist, and it will be a empty object at first and we will be returning it at the end. Okay, now let's first write the calling statement as well. So adjacency list equals to, we will call this function with this edges parameter, right? So this is what we will call at the end once we have this function ready, and we will try to print out the adjacency list which we would have got. Okay, so now let's jump into the actual code. So what we have to do, we have to iterate through the list of the edges. So we will write a for of loop. So let edge of the edge list we are given, and we will have start vertex and end vertex from this edge. So I am using the concept of array destructuring to find out these two vertices from the edge. So let's say we have, at first we have edge 0, 0 and 1. So we will have start vertex as 0 and end vertex as 1. Now what we'll do, we will check if our edge list contains this start vertex. Okay, so if it doesn't contain it, what we'll do, we will add this entry. Okay, so we will add start vertex and we will create it as empty object. Similarly, we will check if edge list of end vertex exists or not. If not, we will do the same thing. We will add the end vertex in the object and we will initialize it with an empty array. So what these two if statements are doing, basically we have this adjacency list object, right? So right now it is empty. What it will do is it is going to add 0 with this empty bracket and 1 with this. So this is what it is going to do, these two if statements. And now let's just add these vertices. So for adjacency list of start vertex, we will push the end vertex. So basically what we are doing is, by this statement we will pick 0 start vertex and we will push end vertex in it. Okay, and then we will do the similar thing for the end vertex, because this is a undirected graph. So we will push the start vertex as well. So and using this statement, what we are doing is we are pushing it 1 and 0. So and we are done. I will uncomment these two statements, so it will call our function and print it out. So let's see, it prints out exactly the same values. So for 0 it prints 1 comma 2, which is expected, and for 1 it prints 0, for 2 it prints 0 comma 3, and for 3 it prints 2, which is what we have listed down here as well, right? This is the entire function. What we created a function which accepts a edge list. We initialize it with an empty object. We iterate through the edge list. Then from this edge we find out the start vertex and end vertex. If this start vertex is not already present in the adjacency list, we will put this put it as a key and initialize it with an empty array, and similarly for end vertex, and then we will just push the respective vertices in each other. So this is it. Adjacency list is again a very important concept for solving graph related questions. So in the next video we will try to solve a leet code question using this adjacency list concept. Okay, so to not miss that, please subscribe to my channel, and if you like this video, please give a thumbs up.